Welcome to the Books Cafe, your literature program on KBC English Service. I'm your host, Hainga Okwemba. The Books Cafe is a cutting-edge program in the world of literature where we talk to writers and explore contemporary literary issues. And today we have a very, very special program coming to you from the home of this famous Kenya's business mogul, Dr. Manu Chandaria. But his story is remarkable. Dr. Manu Chandaria, his story is actually captured in his authorized biography written by the celebrated Kenyan journalist Kwendo Panga with his co-author Charles Wachira. Dr. Manu Chandaria, welcome onto the Books Cafe.
Thank you.
Great. Now, when guests come onto the Books Cafe, the first thing that you want to do is to know something about them, when and where they were born, the things they remember about their childhood. So let's begin from there. Dr. Manu Chandaria, when and where were you born?
I was born in Nairobi, and it was in 1929. At that time, my family was well-to-do. I can't say extremely well-to-do, but well-to-do. In English, we say silver spoons, but no, we had only ordinary spoons. But good. And a middle-class family, and still living in the center of the town. I think it was in Canal Road that we were reading. Now it's called, they've changed the name now. It's in the parallel to River Road.
Yes, yes.
Then after my father had come down to this country.
In 1916?
Yeah, Premchand. Papa Chandaria.
Yes, yes.
He came in 1916.
Yes.
And so, because he had already set up the business, and he had taken a lot of effort to come over here. The Asian community, at least my community is the Biashara community, Shah community, which occupies most of the businesses in the country. Well, first migrants came down in 1898. And in that time, there are three people who came. And one found a job of selling goods from one shop to another shop. He go to the wholesaler, buy the goods, and take the orders from the books and deliver them. The second, they couldn't find a job except that he had a cart. What do you call kikotoni here? What do you call? Where the people take the fruit, yeah?
Mkokoteni.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, the cart.
So he had a cart, and he delivered the goods from the wholesaler to the retailer wherever they had to put it up. The third one did not get any other job, so he used to dress the stones. Now my community people were all farmers, and when the railway was built, the people went back. And they argued and said that, look, why are you wasting your time in this hard land which is very difficult to till, and irrigation is very difficult. Rain is always up and down. 1 year will be good rain, and then every third or fourth year you'll have drought. So they said, why don't you go to Kenya? And you throw the seeds like that, it'll grow. But when they came over here, they started finding it out that, well, it was not possible because lands were only allocated either to local people or for farming or to the whites.
Yes, yes.
So there was no alternative to change their job and profession from farming to working, and from working to retail shops.
Yes, yes.
Then from retail shops to wholesale shops.
Yes, yes.
And then industry. Now quite a bit of people are also professionals.
Yes, yes.
And operators professionals. So the
Great.
whole chain.
Yeah, I want to hold you a little bit on that. You see, your father came in 1916, and at that time, when he came, he had a very modest ambition to make some 4,000 rupees and go and set up business in India. So when he came, he got a job at some wholesale job. He did, after some time, I think after 6 months, he went and asked his boss that how much money have I earned? And the boss told him the amount of money that he was told was so heartbreaking that he felt that if I continue this way, then I'll never make this 4,000 rupees. So he quit his job and, he started this business.
It was interesting because the fellow has to work 18 hours a day.
Your father?
Father. And that was the tradition for all the people who came down. And 3 meals at the owner's home because wife was there in India. So he has to take it. And then after 6 months, get at 5:30 to 5 o'clock to get up, get ready, clean the shop, and when the boss comes, he goes and had a breakfast. And at night, at 12 o'clock, open Americani, the clothes.
Yes, yes.
And Nairobi was very cold.
Those days.
We didn't have all these skyscrapers also.
Yes, yes.
So it was very, very cold. 4 or 5 blankets you require to really fight the cold.
Yes, yes.
And so early morning again get up, clean up the shop because all the roads were mowed up. And every day as people pass, car pass, the dirt will come, the goods will all dirty. So it has to clean up. It was a tough job. But then there was no other alternative.
Yes, yes.
And at 120 rupees he got for 6 months. He said, this rate, when am I going to make my 4,000? I've already spent 100 or 110 out of this.
Yes, yes.
Because where he came from, it was a warm weather. When he came in Nairobi, it was cold.
Yes, yes.
And so he had to get all the cold clothes for cold weather.
Yes, yes.
So he said, no, it's not a possibility. So he started a small shop. But one thing was very interesting that the Asian community developed because each one who came from outside came and worked for a few months or a year or so. And then he went out. And the people where he worked were prepared to give him the goods. And so he started with the goods because they never had nobody at the capital. And all the goods were with European companies.
Yes, yes.
And so they will import.
Yes, yes.
They will give them at cost. So it's interesting to see how difficult time that he spent.
Yes, yes.
At that particular time.
And that is actually what makes your story very remarkable, because reading this book, the Manu Chandaria biography, Success to Significance, Dr. Manu Chandaria, the autobiography done by the celebrated Kwendo Panga and Charles Washira. Reading this book, anybody reading the book will actually now get to understand the genesis of the Chandaria business. You know, how, you are one of those, your story is remarkable because your father started small. And then he also realized that for me to achieve this, I'll have to take my children to school. And so he was very keen. He himself had no education.
No, because my father, 3 vernacular, no speak, read or write English. And that was the main language over here. He started understanding the Swahili, he started understanding the Kikuyu languages, whichever was in Nairobi. So he started understanding that. And my mother was illiterate. At age of 53, he started to convince her to write our language alphabet. And so he started writing at that particular time. So one has to be, it was interesting to see how they survived through all these crises. Yeah.
To become what they finally became. And as a child, you are epileptic. You are epileptic as a child. And once in a while, you would actually be carried from school when you had epileptic fits.
Yes. Well, epilepsy once in a while, yeah. I had that, and then for a number of years I would not have it. Then once in a while you again get it. And I still remember that I was doing my thesis on my master's degree in the United States.
Yes, yes.
At night I was working on the thesis and I fell down. So like that incident happened, but now, thank goodness, for last 20 years I don't have it.
You haven't had it. You've survived that.
Yeah.
And you're also vegetarian.
I'm Rotarian, but on epilepsy also.
Yes, yes.
Very interestingly, Malindi one of the hospital in Malindi, the government hospital, decided that they would like to set up a center for epilepsy.
Yes, yes.
And they call it KAVE, Kenya Association for Epilepsy, some welfare of epilepsy.
Yes, yes.
So we built them. It's called Chandaria KAVE, Chandaria Epilepsy Center. I was very surprised that how come it was in that coast area. So I wrote a letter recently. I asked him that are there other hospitals where they do work on epilepsy?
Yes, yes.
Because nobody, epilepsy is a part of life and then they're just in normal hospitals. So he said, yes, there are places where epilepsy is important. And then they decided to bring that out. Recently they said Kisi is another area where epilepsy is good because this association knows where the majority of epilepsy children are. Yeah.
Great. Let me just read some, pick a quote from this biography, Chandaria, Dr. Manu Chandaria, Success to Significance, and how education would play a major role. He said that from the beginning, the Chandaria children were brought up to know that education would play a pivotal role in their lives and their family. Mom and dad rose at 4:30 and woke up the children at 5 in the morning. They could do their homework, so that they could do their homework. The idea inculcated in the children was that what one read early in the morning was easily understood and retained better. You believe that?
Yes, well, that's the tradition of Asian communities. Always early in the morning, read whatever they want to, they'll remember. And they will, that was a tradition. But then, whether we took the book, textbook, and read it, whether it was comic book or story book, our parents would not know. They were literate.
If you are just tuning in, this is the Books Cafe on KBC English Service, and I'm your host, Hainga Okwemba. The Books Cafe is a cutting-edge program in the world of literature where we talk to writers and explore contemporary literary issues. And today we have a very, very special program coming to you live from the home of Kenya's business mogul, the leading industrialist, Dr. Manu Chandaria, whose biography, Success to Significance, has just been released. Success to Significance, Dr. Manu Chandaria's authorized biography, done by the famous Kwendo Opanga. Now, Dr. Manu Chandaria, at one time your family had the Asian community in Kenya in 1940, during the Second World War, decided that they were going to take their children away from harm's way, apparently because they realized that they were not very far away from the Second World War. Can you tell us a little bit what happened?
Well, yeah, it was, I think, as I remember, it was Hitler who shook hands with Mussolini. And Mussolini from Italy, and it was Italian Somaliland. And he had an idea to conquer Africa through Somalia. And basically there was one small bomb or something, some skirmishes. And so all the Asian community was shaken up. And they decided, no, we cannot stay here because we believe in non-violence and we want to see our families safe. So wholesale, all the working people stayed, able working, old people, women, children were all shipped out. And we went to India.
You went to India.
And that again gives another opportunity of a different kind of education to understand how things work. And it was very surprising that when we went away from here, there were 1 or 2 buildings or 2 stories in this country. And as the ship came next to Mumbai, it started looking like we had to put our head up to look buildings of 10 story, 12 story, 8 stories. And tram running on the streets, double-decker buses were there. And the first impression was, and very hard impression, hey, these people are not any different than us. Same color, same people from India. How come? They got all this, and we don't. And that gave us a major challenge. It can be done.
It can be done.
It can be done. It's up to us. And this story goes further. When we went to America, and we landed up in London, again we started seeing 30 stories and 40-story building. And then we went to New York. We stayed in a hotel for first few days before going to the university on 63rd floor.
Wow.
And time difference.
Yeah.
So while everybody was sleeping, we'll get up and, look at people in the streets like this. And again, a strong challenge.
A strong challenge. But I want us to stay a little bit in India. So in India, after your high school education, you were admitted to the University of Bombay.
Yeah.
You studied there.
Yeah.
After graduating with your degree, you came back to Kenya.
Yeah.
And by that time, your family had actually, because what I'm trying to understand, or to even let our listeners and those ones who are watching us understand, to see how your father started a very modest business, a shop, and then here he moves. You are the people who are involved with the True Food. Then Kali Works, and then you diversified that business. But so you go to the University of Bombay, you graduate. After that, you come back to Kenya, and then your father decides that he's going to send you and your brother to America to study. Why? Because he already has this business, and he believes that it is you studying mechanical engineering who is actually going to take over or help the family grow the business.
That's true.
And then because you had this True Food, your brother was also sent to go and study food engineering. Okay?
That's right.
Yes. That's the story that
the point was that though illiterate, though three vernacular, but very compulsive, mentally so strong, that if the future of my children are going to be any different, they must get education. And to make that as a possibility in our life, he pushed us hard. As I said, that there was no way that we can just do nothing. And I think in their way, it was what was good for the family.
Yes.
And when we went to America, when we went to India, one thing which was again happened, that time there was a Quit India movement of Mahatma Gandhi. At the same time, we were young men going to the university, and there was a whole number of people who were so much attracted with the philosophy of Gandhi.
Yes.
And Gandhian philosophy was to remain as simple as possible, to keep as little as possible.
Yes.
And we started spinning our thread, then we gave it for making clothes, and then when the cloth came, all our clothes which were woven in Nairobi, and some of the clothes which are cotton, all got out, and we became a very small 3 pair of pants, 3 pair of three shirts, and 3 set of underwear, and 1 socks, because normally they don't wear socks. But once in a while they do.
Yes.
And 1 sweater.
Yes.
That was all was in our wardrobe until for 4 years. And the whole philosophy is to support, to help, and to feel free, want to become free. And that's what the philosophy was, something very different than what were. But it was when they decided that we should go to London or to America,
America,
then the first time we had to buy shirts, buy warm clothes, and the whole life changed.
Yes, yes.
But that particular 4-year period of sacrifice, the word sacrifice,
Yes, yes.
for the good of everyone.
Yes, yes.
You can hear so much, but instead of hearing so much, how about distributing them, all of them, as much as you can.
Great.
So it was a very interesting philosophy. Yeah.
And I want us to get it also from you. So you went to the University of Oklahoma
Yes.
in America
Yeah.
to study mechanical engineering.
Yes.
Great. And when you came back from America, very idealistic, you've gotten your university education in India, and you got for your master's studies in America. You came back as a trained mechanical engineer. You are married. Soon you'd get married and you'd want to go out for a honeymoon with mama. But then your brother had different ideas for you. He decided to send you to Uganda to do some marketing or sales, and you are not happy because here you are a mechanical engineer, you want to do mechanical work, and you are being told to go to Uganda to sell some stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It was interesting that the family was, I can't say wealthy, but I think our parents were speculating in India, and they lost a lot of money with the companies which we held over here, which was ours own. And out of that, every time we needed the money in India, we started selling our shares. And a time came from 80% holding of the shares, we became 30% holder of the shares. And at that time, there was no way you can support, and we just came back. And at that time, they asked us, there's no choice. Go and do work. Now, when coming back, we kept on arguing ourselves for 6 months.
Yes.
Is it I can get a job 9 to 5, a car, be a chief engineer, or am I going to work for these 40 people? Not only 40 people, but when I go home, there are 36 members of the family. And we kept on arguing. No, it's better for us to go away, do something else, and find our jobs, find our own destiny. But then, this philosophy of Gandhi, when our parents had sacrificed their lives to what we are today, what we were at that time, are we going to just leave them and say thank you? You did very good to us, and that's it. So it was a very tough decision. Come what? This is my family. We will work for the family, and we will do as good as we can. Yeah.
So you took up the challenge to go to Uganda.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you also
so once we produced from 40 people, we became 800 people working in 8 years. And then I said, well, I didn't have forgot about the whole honeymoon. Got married in 55, and here was 58. So I asked him, how about allowing me to go to, he said, no. Go to Kampala,
Uganda,
and start selling the product. And I argued, I said, listen, I'm not a marketing man. We've got members of the family who are in marketing, let them go there. He said, no, it's not possible. Go.
That was your brother Keshaval.
You created all these products, now go and sell it. And it was very difficult. Those 3 years that I stayed in Uganda gave me a total different idea and challenge. Not being in the field, trying to sell products, it's a different thing manufacturing products, different thing selling products. And I think that it gave me a tremendous example. Every morning I'll go out, and what do you do in the shop? Go and talk to your clients, sit over there. But then how much can you speak? How much can you talk? So there you tell them what is happening in the country, what is happening in the world. They've got a problem with their children, with their problem of their education, the problem of taxes, all that they have, will help them. And I became very popular. In 2 years' time, all the clients wanted to buy goods from me. So it was a challenge.
It was a challenge, but also with some very good things that you learned and impacted the way you do business. Now, Dr. Manu Chandaria, I want you to take us through your father. After quitting that job that he realized it was not going to have him make the 4,000 rupees that he wanted, he started a small shop, and then from there the business grew so much so that we have the Manu Chandarias are known for mabati rolling mills. I just mentioned earlier there True Food. We have Comcraft. I want you to, if you can, very briefly just take us through how are you able to move from this small shop that you started to get yourself into True Food, Kalu Works, mabati rolling mills, first in Kenya, first at the coast, opened a branch in Nairobi, and then you moved across the region, East and Central Africa, across Africa, and then you diversified, you went global.
This is the theory of multiplicity. You can have 0 and you multiply 0 by 0 is always 0. You rise to 1. You still multiply 1 by 1 is always 1. Until you get to 2. Then 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. It can be 16. It can be 8. There is a vast difference of a growth. From little bit it grew and then it can grow. But that startup to grow is so difficult, and many people fail. And when you grow, and it blossoms then. And this was the multiplicity. And we decided that it's not one product. We'll do anything that is required in the country. And once we came up to 800 people, they asked us to go, and then we decided what to do now. We are much bigger than the country. So we went to Tanzania, started the plant there, went to Ethiopia, started plant there, went to Uganda, and all of a sudden, in 5 years' time, from 61 to 65, we were in 5 countries. Yeah. And that gave us again a new scale, new thought. Yeah.
So what were you doing at True Food? What was the business at True Food
like? True Food was just using the vegetables, fruits of the country, making juices. Even today they make the juices, making jams, marmalade, anything that be converted into food, which can stay longer than you buy the fresh fruit and 3rd day or 5th, 4th day you cannot use it. So this was the purpose of buying the fruit and using it and keeping it available for a longer period.
And how did you get yourself, the family, the Chandaria family? How did the Chandaria family get itself into the steel, the steel industry and dominate that industry?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The question is that which was the field? We started looking at where can we expand. We had a paint plant, we had a pipe plant, we had put up the mabati plant, we had an aluminum plant. You know, as many things that we can see and find out, we wanted to do. So if you find that there is a market over here, we'll go for it. Now going for it means it's a lot of effort again to know what we are going to manufacture, to know what the market is, then to go and find out where you can get the machinery and equipment, to know where to get the raw materials, all these new ideas. But it starts. And then we started in as many things, because once you have many sufurias, it's enough. How much can you sell them? So
you diversify.
Diversify.
We've actually just been joined by Mama Aruna, the spouse to Dr. Chandaria. And there's a poem in this biography that is a wonderful poem that was written when the couple were celebrating 60 years of their wedding. That was in 2015. Did you hear that? In 2015, they actually celebrated 60 years of their wedding. And that poem by Isabella D'Souza, the personal secretary to Dr. Chandaria for 19 years and more, she says that Mrs. Chandaria, that is Mama Aruna, she's beautiful, she's graceful, and she captures her man. She is petite, elegant, and bright. She is the pillar of strength, always by his side. But then Isabella also asks, Mom, what is the secret? What is it that has made you to be 60 years keeping that institution of marriage, and 60 years and more now being who you are, the Chandarias? She says that you are the pillar to this business mogul. Yes. I want you to say a few things. What is the secret? What do you do to make him be the way who he is today?
Anything he wants, I do. That's why.
Anything he wants.
I never argue.
Anything he would actually want you to do, you would actually do it for him. And you accompany him to many of those very, he's actually invited to many important occasions, and you are always by his side. Yes?
You come with me or?
Yeah, I always go with him, if I like it or not. But go.
But he loves you, that's why he actually feels that you should always be around him. That is a manifestation of love. Yes, Mom?
Okay.
Okay, Mom. I think Mom is tense. She's not used to talking to the media like this business mogul. But you can see how she's seated there with a lot of grace and elegance. Mom, thank you so much.
Okay.
But you know, she has been a pillar.
Yes, yes.
In this house, President Moy has come. President Kibaki has come. President Uhuru has come. Almost all the ambassadors in this country has come. Various people have come. She has looked after them very well.
Wow.
Entertained them.
Wow. Wow, food. So, Mom, what food do you prepare for Dr. Chandaria? What food does he like eating?
He likes everything. All the food.
Yeah, with the microphone?
Yeah. He likes all the type of food, but vegetarian, and also so many different variety he wants to eat every day.
And so as a vegetarian, when you go out there to these social functions, how do you carry food for him, or what happens?
We order sometimes before, and then we get it, vegetarian food.
Sometimes you carry it in your car?
No, never.
She is not telling you, but she published a book.
Yes, yes.
World of Rice. And the World of Rice that I just now will show him. The World of Rice has got more than 100 ways of cooking rice. It will be very popular.
Yes, yes.
Beautifully done.
Yes, yes.
By Amin. And so she's ahead of me.
Oh, so she's a pioneer in writing, eh?
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Mom, thank you so much and congratulations.
Okay, thank
yes,
you.
yes, thank you,
I'll show
Mom.
you the book in a minute.
Yes, yes. Great. Now, Dr. Chandaria, I want us now to talk about the Chandarias, the Chandaria Foundation. Let me put it that way. And this was an idea that you brought to your father or to the family when you were barely 24 years
That's
old.
Right.
That was in 1953.
Yeah.
Okay? And your father did not like the idea, again, because he was here. You have a family of 36 at home. You want to make money and see how this family, you are going to take care of this family. But here is this young man, very idealistic, and he says that, Dad, let us come up with the Chandaria Foundation. Your father was very resistant in the first place. But here we are, the Chandaria Foundation.
Well, it so happened that when in 53, we hardly have 75 people working. I asked him that, Papa, how about setting up Chandaria Foundation? He looked at me.
Mm-hmm.
And is something wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
I said, what's wrong with me?
Mm-hmm.
He said, you stayed too long in the United States. I said, I lived 3 years in the United States. He said, but you know, we are not Rockefeller. We are not Ford.
Yes, yes.
We have got 36 people at home
Mm-hmm.
and a big hole here. Fill it up. Then we'll think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Get to work. I said, listen, Papa, when we are not rich, when we don't have the wealth, these good ideas come. Once we got the wealth, it'll never come out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So, help us in making one, creating one. There's nothing doing. Get to work. But the minute we became 400 people, he came back in 56. And he said, okay, that idea of Chandaria Foundation was good. I'm prepared to give 10% of my company to Chandaria Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the Chandaria Foundation started.
Mm-hmm.
Idea was very simple,
Yes, yes.
that we need, and if you are working in a country,
Yes, yes.
then it's your responsibility to look after the society.
Yes, yes.
If you're successful.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not successful, nobody bothers. But if you're successful, you have a responsibility. Now this responsibility, like Gandhi, a lawyer, advocate, gave up everything. It's my responsibility to make very sure that this British goes away from India and give us our independence. He left everything. So I think it's a question of that to give, and it's very simple. We all are born very selfish. And our hands is always like this. Anybody is just like this. But the day when you do the hand like this, and maybe 0.25% in life, people who can give, that's when the whole philosophy changes. That you start understanding the pain of other people. It hurts you. You feel, no, I have a responsibility.
Yes, yes.
And that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm. So, what is the work of the foundation?
The work of foundation is in 3 fields. Education, health, and disability.
Yes, yes.
And wherever we can support, and you can see all over the place, so there are accident emergency centers. You go to Nairobi Hospital,
Yes, yes.
Pandya Hospital,
Yes, yes.
Gertrude Hospital, there's the Chandaria Medical Center. And recently we started with cancer. So we built the first center at Moi Referral Hospital. The second we built at Kenyatta University Hospital. The third was being built but stopped in Kisumu to be next to the Oginga Odinga University. But again here in the Gertrude, we're putting up what they call bone marrow transplant, which is the only one in East Africa.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So then we thought about another possibility. How about supporting the women who are in jail, in prisons?
Yes, yes.
How do we help them?
Yes, yes.
Because after 2 years or 3 years, they're going to come out. And as soon as they come out, they're not liked by anybody. They're hated. The society doesn't want to take them. So we decided to give them some kind of a skill. So we built a workshop in Langata Women's Prison. We built one in Meru Prison. A third one is being built right now in Mombasa. And next year we'll build at Kisumu. We already done the
groundwork.
groundbreaking. Then we'll go to Nakuru. Then we'll go to Eldoret. Now, these young women who are there gets an idea and work and a possibility of experience. So when they come out, there's a possibility. But at the same time, we found that it is so interesting for them. And each one of them are earning more than normally they would be outside. Yeah. So
Great.
I think it was an experiment which was very well done.
It was done very well.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to clarify or to make our listeners and those ones who are watching us understand. So, there's Dr. Manu Chandaria, the business mogul, and there's the Chandaria Foundation. Now, you yourself as Chandaria, many Kenyans actually associate you with philanthropy, as a philanthropist. Things that you've actually just given out of your heart as a successful Kenyan, and that I think is a celebration of the title of the book, Success to Significance. So at what point is it just you, Dr. Manu Chandaria, actually just being touched by something and doing it, and when it is actually done by the foundation?
Well, many people keep on talking about Manu Chandaria Foundation. It's not Manu Chandaria Foundation. Yes, I do it. She is also a trustee of foundation.
Yes, yes.
I'm a trustee of foundation.
Yes, yes.
But the idea is to come out and think. Like example, last 3 years there's a issue about climate change.
Yes, yes.
And everybody was talking about the forest cover. Kenya, when I started with 4 million people in Kenyan population, we were 11.5% forest cover. A time came when we became 1.5%. Now again there is a good push, grow trees. So we used to plant trees from Chandaria Foundation. Then it hit me and said, hey, how about setting up tree nurseries in the schools? Let the children themselves grow the trees, plant them themselves, and understand the responsibility. And you know, when you see a tree, your tree growing, you feel very different than only hearing about trees. The question that we did in the first year, we did 9 food nurseries. Second year we did again 9 nurseries. Next year we'll do another 9 nurseries. So these 27 nurseries will produce 50,000 to 80,000 plants every year. So to give them a more capacity, so not only the planting, but growing and planting.
Yes, yes.
And all our schools have got a lot of land.
Yes, yes.
But they're all barren. There's nothing there. They can certainly put all the possibility. So the ideas are to see how we can go for different things, cancer, the health, the education. You know, in each field, we tried our best to do.
Great. As we come, I think we are coming to the close of the program, and given that we are actually talking to the leading Kenyan industrialist, the business mogul, Dr. Manu Chandaria, whose authorized biography, Success to Significance, has just been released, we are going to conclude again with questions on business. Okay? We started with the education, ran through your life, but we are going to conclude this program with actually asking you a few questions about business again. So, Dr. Chandaria, in your life as a businessman, you also realized that there was also need to organize the business community. You've been associated with the Kenya Manufacturers Association and many of those others, even the East African business community.
Council.
Yeah, of which you are actually the founding chair.
Yeah,
of that.
I'm founding chair, KEPSA, Kenya Private Sector Alliance, founding chair.
Yes, yes.
Asian Foundation, founding chair.
Yes. So what was the inspiration behind that? I thought that as a businessman, you just make money out there.
Well, the purpose is that when you're making money, there are always hindrances. And majority of the hindrance will come from the government. The business cannot expand unless we can build them. And they have only one attitude, as long as. Now today, what happened with Gen Z? Because we could not employ. How can you employ more people? If you can build more industries, then you can employ people.
Yes, yes.
But how do you build more industries? Unless you make a ground available so that people are prepared to do things. After Gen Z, I send the message to President, we are prepared to 50,000 in coming year, the community,
Yes, yes.
the business community.
Yes, yes.
But let's have no hurdles.
Sorry.
We are not on a hurdle for, but then you stop. So the only way we can grow is to open up the country and see that as many people as possible. Today, approximately 3 million youth are facing streets in Kenya. How can you have peace anyway? So my basic issues are that let's get practicality. What can be done and what should be done.
Yes, yes.
And this means it's challenge. Now, unless you can prepare to face challenge, every day you walk, you'll never make it. Because you say, oh, now I'm tired now, I don't want to face. But there are people in the country who want to do it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So the idea was actually, you say that when you come up with this, when you organize the business community, and then you are able to talk in one voice to government, and so that you advocate for the environment that is suitable for doing business.
Yeah, sit in front of each other. These are the issues.
Yes, yes.
They can mumble for a few minutes, but the issues are real. Presidential roundtables was started because of KEPSA, Kenya Private Sector Alliance. I was the founding chairman. Prime Minister Raila Odinga at that time.
Yes, yes.
Again, a round table. Justice, round table with Chief Justice.
Yes, yes.
Round table with the members of Parliament.
Yes, yes.
To teach them and tell them that, look, everything is possible. I am one of the example.
Yes, yes.
From nothing to something.
Yes, yes.
A weaker country can also do the same thing. Look at Korea and Kenya. Kenya was ahead than Korea. Where is Korea today? And where is Kenya today?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Now, in the book, it's actually, it is stated in this biography, Dr. Chandaria's biography, that you eschew politics, that yours is to do business. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing in the politics.
Yeah, because there are some business people who actually align themselves with certain politicians. They even give money to politicians. They support them. But why would you not want to?
No, because the point is this, that politicians' mind change. Tomorrow a new leader will come. He'll have a new idea. And he would like to do something else. To us is one concentrated effort. Build the country with the know-how that we have and create new jobs. And remove pain. And because of Chandaria Foundation again, giving. Taking, yes, but giving. To make sure that we've got a level ground for people to aspire. Today you go to the university students, they go to Chandaria Accident Emergency, they go to the centers of Chandaria. They know what to do, how to do, why to do. Otherwise the guy from Kissi passes and goes to Kissi, what do? Do nothing.
So that's why you have been able to work with all these presidents.
Yes.
Have you been in touch with the current president, Dr. William Ruto?
Yes.
Okay.
His wife was here. We opened up number of computer labs. And we gave her the computers and she opened the labs.
Now, Dr. Chandaria, I've actually heard you speak some very perfect Kiswahili. So this is the question that I would want you to respond both in English and in Kiswahili. In summary, what is your business philosophy?
My business philosophy?
Yeah, or the mantra.
Well, my business philosophy is to work hard, honest, think about people. If you have enough to eat, then you're not going to eat double. If you got one pair of clothes, you're not going to wear two trousers. Think about the people and think about the need of the people and their pain and their hurt. And I think be a human. And this humanity also came very strongly with Mother Teresa. When she came over here and knocked the door. And Aruna came down and said, is this the home of Priti Chandaria?
Your daughter?
My daughter.
Yes.
She came down from university. As a principal, we do not take women in our businesses. So she's, every time when I came home, she said, oh, how are you, darling? I'm bored. I'm bored. And I keep on telling others, why do you want to board? Come on, do something. So I introduced him to Mother Teresa's home. He said, where it is? I said, Haruma. He said, is it a slum? I said, yes, it's a slum. He said, no, I don't want to go to slum. I said, but please try one day. So we drove her to one day there. She worked one day and she liked it. And she worked for 1 year, administrating and giving what is to be done. And when then she came up over here and she looked, it is the known figure, Mother Teresa. So can we come and bless your home? So ask her to get the photograph of my daughter, blessed, and she entered. She never take a drop of water. But she has come 4 times here. And we always think about these women. Why does he have to go through? She has built 102 homes in 100 countries.
Wow.
The simplicity, down to that no nothing. Comes in a truck, will open on the back. There's one of the sisters driving, and she sits next to her.
You're that simple.
Yeah, simple.
So I want you to repeat that in Kiswahili. Biashara. What is
Falsafa au
no.
You want me to tell in Swahili?
Yeah, I want you to repeat what you have just said, that your business module in Kiswahili, that ndio ukue kiongozi mwanabiashara mzuri.
Sio biashara, kila mtu ya biashara yeye unataka kitu yake. Sasa kama kila mtu nataka hiyo tu hapa pande hiyo, tena if I take 10, watu wengine tatoka kwa line au taingiza kwa line hapa na iko kitu. Sasa mimi nafikiri kama sisi na taka saidia kwa honest, not for the name, not for something because somebody will say, oh, you are great. Get and find the tavuta pain pale gani iko. Pale nafanya kazi. Lete mtu juu. Naweza tu. Starting from nothing, if we can both build this empire in 40 kama nakushatangaza, then in 40 countries. Naweza. Yapane ko maka 300. Then in 80 years.
Yeah.
This was built.
Yes. Great, Dr. Chandaria, the last one. You also been known to be a mentor. This is the last one. That the many people, the many young professionals who get into the business, the ones that you've interacted with throughout those many years that you've been in the business industry, you tap on talent and you mentor them.
Yes.
Some people, I ask you that question because there are some people who do not see mentorship as a virtue. Sometimes they fear that if you show somebody something, they are going to overtake you. So they, in fact, they even fight them, they bring them down. But you have that philosophy of first, you are very good at spotting talent and then mentoring and raising them. And
Yes,
they are quite,
yes,
there are so
yes.
many that are scattered in this book that you've actually mentored or
Yes,
mentioned. Yes.
yes.
So what is,
Because I think
what is the role of mentorship in society?
The mentorship role is that, look, you got to hold hands. Everybody does not have a possibility. But it requires, somebody requires to push it. Somebody requires to hold his hand. Somebody requires to talk and get things out of his mind and make him to understand, yes, if I have been able to do it, you can do it. This is convincing. And if you can convince our people, when we talk about 4 million people pacing streets or 3 million, what stops them to plant 4 million trees a year? Tell me. What stops them? But no, unless I get something, unless somebody tells me, no, This is your country. This is your people. So I think that the whole attitude should be, am I able to do it? And role models are for what? Is to tell them that, hey, you got the possibility. Get up, go. And that's the mentoring is very important.
A great, what a wonderful way to end this program. The business mogul, a leading Kenyan industrialist, Dr. Manu Chandaria, and there, sitting next to him, Mama Aruna, the spouse to Dr. Chandaria there, very graceful, the woman who has actually been the pillar.
Absolutely, absolutely. Without that, Manu Chandaria might be Chandaria Manu.
A great, wonderful program there. We coming to you from the Chandaria's home because Chandaria has just published his authorized biography, Manu Chandaria, Success to Significance. And this book has actually been donated to schools, all secondary schools, all public secondary schools across the nation. Success to Significance, the biography, the authorized biography of Dr. Manu Chandaria, the well-known Kenyan industrialist and business mogul, the gentleman or the family that is associated with the Comcrafts, the Mabati rolling mills, but they started small. The father came in Kenya in 1916 with a very simple or modest dream to make some 4,000 rupees and go back to India and set up business. He took up a job. After 6 months, he realized that he had only been paid 20 shillings. And he realized that with 20 shillings, he was not going to make that 4,000 shillings. So he quit his job. And that is the genesis of the Manu Chandaria or the Chandaria family or business empire. Okay, from a simple shop to this international, global business enterprise. And with that, we come to the end of this special edition of the Books Cafe, coming to you live from the home of Dr. Manu Chandaria, the well-known business mogul, actually a leading Kenyan industrialist, whose family started small with a simple shop, but the business grew to become that global empire, the Chandarias, on the Books Cafe. I was your host, Haingo Kwemba. It's goodbye for now.